Hello, this is Victor, and it's been for a while that I wanted to do this video that is to talk about hobby, work, family balance and how to find time for your hobby, because sometimes it's a little bit difficult, and of course we have a lot of other obligations and things that are in our life that are most of the time more important than our hobby. But I think hobby for me is also quite important because it's my moment to have some calm, to have a moment to just to relax and to do something that I really like, and a way to disconnect from the world, to say in a word, to just connect with my hobby and have my relaxing time. So the most difficult part is, I think it's the balance between work, family and the hobby. I think this is the three ingredients that are more or less trying to balance. I will say that work for me is not a big issue most of the time, because I'm working for another company, for a company. So my work time is normally starting 8 o'clock in the morning. I'm finishing between 5 and 6, and sometimes a little bit longer. But it's taken and given, so it's a work that is quite flexible, and I don't have a lot of issues there. So when I'm at work, normally I try to focus on my, of course, on the job I'm doing. And the only problem is when I'm traveling that it can take some more time. So the way for me to balance with the hobbies, also with the family. I have two kids, so it's also important to have a good balance between your family and the hobby. And of course, when my kids are around, most of the times I have to dedicate the time to my kids. So normally, how I manage to have time for my hobby, it's in the next way. So I try to have some routine during the week. So normally I wake up, I watch some videos during my breakfast. I try to finish maybe some of my videos also in the breakfast. More than finishing videos is finishing the edition. Then I take care of my children, and I put them in the school bus, and I go to work. Then in the afternoon when I arrive, most of the time I dedicate my time completely to my children, my family, doing the homework of helping my children to the homework, preparing dinner, putting them into bed, and after that, yeah, I spend some time with my wife, and after that I dedicate my hobby. Normally I have 1 hour and a half, 2 hours in the night. That is the moment I dedicate if I have to do video and if I have to paint. So, and yeah, and this the end of the result of that is I just sleeping 6 hours during the week. Normally it's good enough for me. I'm a little bit tired on Friday, but this is my way to balance. And then with the weekends, uh, it depends a lot on the weekend. But if I'm at home, I tend to spend a couple of hours in the afternoon also in my hobby. At the same time that I have my kid next to me, maybe painting or watching videos or playing a little bit with video games. So at the end, the solution I find to dedicate to be able to paint, to keep track of my painting job, is I drop a lot of other hobbies. At the end I had to take the decision what is the hobby I want to focus on, because when you have family, you have the time that you have for yourself is quite limited. So I think the best way for me to dedicate to this hobby is to focus. So I drop playing video games. Most of the times I used to play a lot in the past when I was single, when I didn't have kids, and now I drop this part of my hobbies. Uh, and I still watch films normally in the weekends. This is another hobby I have, watching films, reading. This is more for the weekends when we call it at the siesta time after dinner, or yeah, and watching TV series that I also watch is the time I spend with my wife before doing my hobby, normally after the kids are in the bed. So this is my way to balance. So it's the first tip for me, for you is try to focus, consider what is the hobby that you want to invest more time. In my case was to paint, to read about the hobby, and also I watch videos almost, I have to say, most of the times I'm listening videos and watching some videos at the same time that I'm painting. If I see something interesting, I stop painting, I watch the video, and then I comment. Now the way to be more efficient for me to comment, I just watch the videos, I keep them in my historic, and when I finish painting, I go through all the videos and I give the comment after painting, and that way I can be focused on painting and watching the videos, and at the end I comment all the videos that I watched during this period. Due to that, I cannot watch as many videos as I want. I also watch videos sometimes at the same time doing other activities. For example, if I'm cooking, I'm cooking for the dinner. At the same time, I have my laptop with some videos that I try to follow up at the same time I'm cooking. A little bit challenging sometimes because my kids are quite noisy and it's difficult to listen to videos. But you try to grab all these little moments, all these little moments between dinner, maybe just before dinner, if you have 30 minutes between dinner and before putting them into bed. If you have another 30 minutes, this is the moments I dedicate to watch videos and to navigating internet. And then normally from 10 to 12 is the moment I dedicate to paint and to do some of the tutorials. So I cannot do as much as I want because my time is limited, but I try to focus as much as I can on the hobby and try to keep producing as many videos. So this is the most tricky part, the balance between the time you dedicate to family, the time you dedicate to hobby, and the time you need to dedicate to the job. And normally the family is the most important, it's followed by the job. And the hobby is normally the last, but sometimes it's not as is more important than people think, because for me it's the moment to watch my brain, to really calm down, to disconnect from other stressful activities and just focus on something that is quite calm and is relaxing myself. So that's all what I wanted to comment in this video, just small tips, just to show how I'm organized a little bit, and very interesting to know how do you organize, what is your big challenge on this hobby, how you balance the hobby time with the family time and the job time. Yeah, it's not always easy. Now, for example, I have my parents here, and I'm on holidays. It's supposed that I have a lot of free time, but at the same time we have a lot of activities, like still buying Christmas presents, and now it's coming the sales, and also I have my parents around here, so we go outside for visiting some of the parts of Belgium and enjoying some time outdoors. Especially today, that was especially good for being Belgium in winter. That was very sunny. So that's all for the moment. I just want to show with you. I will say the second tip I want to explain, and I was forgetting, is the most important thing is to really arrive at agreement, talk this with your partner, and really give and take time. So sometimes when I want to go to tournament, I take my day on the tournament, but then I know that one day I will need to take care of my children alone, and I have to give time my wife to go with her friends. So this is another important thing. So you always have to think how to balance these two things, the time that you take for you, and also you have to think in the time that you give to your partner and the time you have to dedicate to your family and your children. Of course, my two kids always want to play with me, so they deserve to have the time and the dedication from my part. And I guess this is very common in all the families, but I just want to know, what tips do you have? How do you balance your free time between you, your family, and the hobby? And no more to comment here. As usual, thanks a lot for watching, and see you later. Bye.